Assalamu alaikum students, how are you all? Okay students, so last time we are discussing about this code and we have made a page after this code like this one. Okay, so with the help of that code we actually um, develop this page, right, in which we have different image tags and we use different images. One image was actually reside on our own computer, and these three different pictures we have taken its URL from the online internet. So we just copy that URL and paste in our code, just like these three I'm talking about, right? So we have discussed two different methods. This is the picture which is actually available in our own computer, and these three are which are not actually available in our own computer. So we just copy its URL from the internet and just paste it here so it can be uploaded to our page. Okay, so today we will discuss about the next topic, and that is hyperlinks. What the hyperlinks are? Hyperlinks allows a user to navigate from one page to another. For example, if you have three different pages of different websites, right? So if you want to navigate from one page to another or second page to another one, so how you can actually do this? You have seen that click listeners, so you can do that all with the help of this hyperlink, right? It also enables user to navigate to the different section within the same web page. If you have a long page and you just wanted to give a navigation section for that page, you can also do that with the help of hyperlink. Hyperlink convert text or other media into clickable object. Clickable object. It means that objects are able to be clicked. So when you click on that object, then you actually navigate to another section. Probably it would be of the within the page, or might be possible that you put another link. It's just like the timetable, new timetable you are following. What you actually do, for example, if you are uh, taking this computer class, so how you actually enter to this class? You just click on your timetable to the computer subject, right? And then after clicking to that subject or tapping to that subject, what happened? Your Zoom app is open and you are entered to this class. So how it possible? Because I have used a hyperlink over there also, right? So in that subject, in the backend form of that subject, what actually is there? Same, the hyperlink. The URL of the invitation of Zoom meeting is there in the sense of hyperlink. So this is how the hyperlink actually works. Okay, so how we define hyperlink in HTML? We define with the help of this A, right? And after that we have href. href. href means hyperlink reference, in which actually we provide the URL of the link where you want to navigate. Okay, so move to the code. I'm gonna make a new file here with the name like lecture-6. Uh-oh, I have made a mistake that didn't provide its .html, right? Okay, um, giving it a hyperlink topic name on the title. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I'm first of all I'm making a page in which I will provide some different names of different website, and we will actually navigate to that link. For example, I'm gonna write here like A, and in which navigate to Google website, right? So next thing is that what I'm doing, going to the google.com, right? So when you are here, just click here, right click here for selecting this, right click, copy. Between these inverted commas you provide your link, control V or right click or paste, right? So here we have our link, and this is the text which will be a clickable. So I'm gonna press Control S, right click here, open with live server. So here we have, so when I move my mouse pointer here, just look at that, it's now the clickable, right? So when I click here, what will happen, my Google will gonna be open. Go back there, right? So I'm gonna make it good. Just provide the word Google, right? So I'm doing one more thing, opening some more websites, right? Like okay, upwork.com, some more like fiverr.com, right? So I'm just gonna click here, okay, copy this, move to our code, copy pasting this one, and put here this one link, right? Just gonna .com. This is for Upwork. Okay, one more required, and this is for the Fiverr. Now closing these all, and only the page is here. So gonna paste here this Fiverr, right? Now we have these three different URLs here, right? I'm gonna write Fiverr. Control S, move to this. Now we have three different links. I think move these two into the next line. So how we can do, we are gonna apply here BR, right? Same here. So Control S, move here. Now these three are in the new lines, right? So when I click Google, it moved to the Google. Go back. When I click Upwork, it open here the Upwork website, right? When I click Fiverr, it opened the Fiverr. So if you have a different pages of if you have a different pages of your same website, right? Because when you are making a website, you have to make the different web pages. So if you have a different pages, then you can connect these all pages to the same page. For example, I have this lecture number 5 page. So how can I connect that page here? It's very simple. What I will do, I'm gonna copy it here again. I'm gonna give it a name like lecture. Why it actually available here? Why? Because it's available on the root position, right? So I'm gonna click here, giving it a lecture 5 word. So control S, open on our browser. Here we have a lecture 5. So when I click here, just look at what happened. My own page is available on my same site, right? Lecture 5. So here we have upwork. So it will open the upwork. So this is how you can use your hyperlinks, right? So hyperlinks are the object which actually provide you the navigations, right? Okay, so now I'm removing this, not removing, converting it into the comments, right? So comment means that will not actually now work. If I control S and go there, nothing is available here. Okay, I'm gonna make a long page, right, in which I would like to navigate from one section to another, right? We are working on the navigation like this one. Okay, so what I will do, I will first of all make a long document page. So for that I required some heading like computer, and after that I require a p tag in which I use approximately 30 character of the code. Let me wrap this. Okay, so then we require the next heading, that is h1, like input, sorry, input, in which we required approximately 40 characters of the text. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this. Processing, and then output. Okay, now making quite more longer, h1, and then including some more thing like input devices, RM of 80 characters, processing devices, and output devices, right? Okay, gonna press Ctrl S and open on the browser. Okay, so here we have this page, right? Here we have this page. Let me zoom it. Okay, now what I will do next, I will actually give an index on the top of this page, and with that index I will link these sections, right, these heading sections. So for that, what I will do, I will make a index here, right. I'm gonna give it a comments like index, and for and that should be written material. All right. So what I will provide in the within the index, I use like heading tags of size 3, in which I will provide all the same headings, right. So first of all, we have computer, then we have okay, I do one more thing, right, like H3 I required 6 times, so H3 multiplied by 6. So these are the 6 different tags of H3. So I'm gonna write computer tab for the next one, then input, next processing, next is I think that was output, right, output, then we have input devices, input devices, then we have processing devices, right, and one more output devices, right. So these are the heading tags. Control S, okay, we have these different headings. I'm gonna make it on the center, right. So for that, what I will do, I will gonna select these all, right click and cut. Gonna use here center tag, and between these center gonna paste that all. Okay, so here we have Control S. Now we have our index in the center of the page, right. Now my next step would be to make these sections clickable, and when I click, for example, on a processing, then page should be navigate to the processing section, and if I click to the output devices, then page should be navigate to the output devices. So how we will do this, just look at here. Okay, we have 18 minutes. First of all, I am gonna provide the IDs to these all headings. Now what is ID? Just look at here. And one more thing, I think this index is not, seems like good index, so I'm gonna change it. Just look at here what we will do. First of all, I'm gonna provide the IDs to these sections. So ID computer, as it is, we provide ID into this heading, but with the name of input. These are the IDs basically. What do mean ID? What do you mean by ID? For example, you all students have the ID cards. So these are basically unique for all of you. For example, if one student have a ID card of A, the second one have a ID card of B. So it is not possible that the same ID cards you both have, right? So we actually use here the IDs to all the sections differently, right? Why? Because we will call that IDs. So how it will work? We will actually move furthermore, so you can understand it in a better way. Processing, and provide the name of these IDs within the small letters, right? Don't use the capital letters. Okay, next for this one, output next one here, input devices. So what I have done here, just look at, I use here the camel case. This is known as a camel case, right? Now you are moving towards the development career, so you must have to understand with these all terminologies. So this is known as camel case, in which we start from the small case, and when we move to the next word, we don't give here any space between the IDs, right, or class names. So what we actually do, we provide the camel case, and one more convention you can use here, dash, right, input dash device. So it's also a valid and good, we use that. Next we have processing dash devices. Output devices. So now we have given all the IDs to all the headings, right? It depends upon you that whether you provide the IDs to the heading tags, or you can also provide these headings these IDs to the paragraph tags. It's up to you. Okay, let me increase the size of the text. Okay, fine. So control S. Now what I am doing, I actually don't like these biggest heading for the index. So what I am gonna do, erasing these all. Right, using a anchor tag here, and anchor tag for the 7 times, right? So anchor multiply by 7, press enter. So here we have anchor tags, right? So in the H, within the H reference, what I will actually do, I will provide like hash and the name of that ID. So first of all we have computer, right? So it will navigate to this ID, hash, and then computer, the name of that heading, tab, press tab, and providing the name of index, what actually the text will show up there and within the index section. So I'm gonna write there computer. Now press tab for the next one. So the heading is input. Sorry, I didn't provide the hash. Okay. So the text is input now the next heading is processing, right? And the text is processing. Okay, next heading is we have output. Then we have input devices. Always use the correct IDs, right? Don't use any wrong ID. So input devices. Next we have processing devices. Okay, the last one we have output devices. So copy it from here and paste it. Output devices, and don't forget to put the hashtags, right? So control S and then open it here. Now look at here, we have our all the anchor. So when I click on a processing, just look at it, navigate to the processing section. When I click output, it navigate me to the output. So when I click like input devices, it navigate me here. Why it's not moving more further? Because our page is end, right? So if I do one more thing, for example, let me do this. I'm gonna provide here one more p tag in which we have lorem of 200, for example, right? So what will do actually, it will increase the size of our page now, right? I think I should to use some more characters. P lorem 800. So now our side of our page is too much heavy, right? So now you will see the navigation correctly. So when I click output, it moved me to the output. When I click input devices, here we have. Okay, so as it is, when I click here, processing devices. So when I click output devices, here we are. So this is how you can use the navigation to the same page, right? So this is a procedure that by which you can actually use this navigation. I'm going to erase these all the text, extra text which I provided here, because it's useless for me. Oh, I have deleted the HTML tag as well. So here we are, done. Okay students, so do you have any question related to this? If you have, then you can ask me. And boys, switch on your cameras, especially boys, all of you, switch on your camera. Okay. The next thing which now we will discuss is the tables, right? What are the tables basically? You have seen like show me like this one, right? So this is basically the table. Table is a actually representation of a cells and columns. It's a combination of cells and columns, right? So for example, sorry, rows and columns, not cells. Cell are the basically individual part, right? For example, this one is a first cell, this is a second, third, fourth, and so on. And from this left side moving to the right side, this is actually the row, and from top to bottom, this is column. So here in this table we have 1 and 2, these are the two different columns. And how many rows we have? Look at first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. We have 6 rows here, 2 columns and the 6 rows we have. So this is basically the table. So now we make this table, right? So I am using another page, right? Lecture 6 B .html. So tables. So now we are going to start our table, right? So for that, what we have to do, we will use a table tag to start our table. Okay, let me show you that which table we are making. We are going to make the same table of your book, right? It is available on the page number 134 of your book. So we are going to make this table. So how we can do? First of all, we required headings, right? At the top, look at here. We have these, first row is basically the heading, and the rest of the section is not a heading, it's a simple data, table data. So what we will do, we will actually provide it first of all, before starting, how we actually make, we start from the row, right? To make a table, we start from the row. First of all, we select that the first row. For example, we are working with the row number 1. So from the row 1, we make a first column, second column, third column. It depends upon you that how much columns you need. So you provide like this. So I'm gonna use here TR, right? TR for table row. So within this row, what I will do, I will provide the first table heading TH, and within that table heading, what I will provide the heading for, I need that component, right? and within the same row I need a second heading for the next column, right. So, the next column would be requirements, right, requirement. So, control S, open with live server. So, here we have this table, this is a table, but you're not feel it's not actually feel like a table. Why? Because still we haven't provided a border. So, what I will do, I will provide a border here to this table. So, how I can do that? I will use here border, and thickness of border should be 1. So, control S, move to over. So, here we have a border to our table. So, now the next thing, that the first row is completed, right. I need a second row, and within that second row we will use a different table data. So, I am going to use a next row, and within that row I am using a TD, not TH. TH for the headings, TD is for the data, table data, TH for table heading, and TD for table data, right. So, table data, the first data I have processing, the next we have like 1 gigahertz, this is a minimum 1 gigahertz, right. Control S, and here we have the first row, the second row, the first column, the second column, right. So, so this is how you can use a different number of your columns and rows. So, now we are moving to the next row. So, look at here, what I will do, I am now doing it quite faster because it's too much lengthy, right. I am using TR, and within that TR I need 2 times of TD. Okay, sorry, I need 2 times of TD, and the first TD should be of memory, and the second TD should be of GB, 1 GB for 32-bit or 2 GB for 64-bit, right. As it is, I required again TR, and within that TR I need TD of 2 times. Within the first TD I have storage, and the text, if this is 32 GB free space, right. Now, I need one more TR, table row, and within that TD required 2 times of TD, and the text for that TD we required graphics. Okay, we have very less time. Graphics card, and the next is DirectX 9 or later with WDDM 1.0 driver, right. And the next TR TD of 2 time, we required display Okay, so control S, and now look at here, we have our table. It's ready here, right? Now what I'm doing, it's not actually seems like good. I'm using some attributes, right? Some attributes for the table. I have used a border. I'm using its width is equal to 100%. Remember, use a 100% keyword. So what will happen? Now look at it, will actually use the total 100% width of your page. If I decrease the size, just look at here, what gonna be happen. So whatever the size of your page would be, whether it's size of a mobile or a tablet or a complete web page or a high definition website, it will take a whole 100% of the width, right? Okay, one more thing I'm using, look at here, let me, okay, I'm using it like 80%, control S. Now what happened, it used 80% of width. And one more thing I'm gonna do, I'm selecting this whole table, control X, using a center and pasting here. Now look at what happened, my table is now in the center of the page, right? So here we have. Now I am using some more attributes here within that table, like cell spacing. For example, I am using a cell spacing of 5. Now control S, and now look at what happened. Have you feel something? Cell spacing. Yes, now have you feel what actually happened? Now the space of the cell is actually increased. Let me zoom it, right? If I use here like 10, control S, now look at it, increase the spacing between the cells. So I'm using just 5, okay, control S, let me move it. Now I'm using one more attribute, that is cell padding. So just look at what happened. It actually increased the padding of this page. What is padding? Just look at, let me show you the padding, what exactly the padding is. Look at, we have this hello key, hello text here within this cell. So padding means the space of this text to the border of this cell. This is padding, right? So when we increase the cell padding, it actually increase this one distance, right? So move to there. If I increase it to the 10, now look at it, increase the padding from all 4 sides, top, bottom, left or right, right? So this is how you can make your table good. Now one more thing I'm gonna do, to this whole row, first row, I'm providing a color, right? So for that, it's basically this one, TR. I'm using a BG color, right? BG, background color, is equal to, I am giving it a green. So here we have the green color to our first heading row, right? As it is, you can provide a color to your other data as well. For example, bg color is equal to yellow. So here we have. So this is how you can actually apply the different color. Yellow is not looking good, so I'm erasing it. Right, students? So this is our page. If I decrease the size to 50%, this will now use the 50% size width size of my page. So student, I hope you learn a lot in this lecture. I'm also very excited to deliver you the knowledge of this web development. So do practice, because without practice you cannot learn anything. So this is the end of today's lecture. Inshallah, we will meet again to the next one. So till then, take care and Allah Hafiz.